So unemployment pretty much by itself today. So I think we should be able to get away with our reasonably sized. Why is our YouTube chat disabled today? Shouldn't be. I didn't disable it. Not sure. So I'll be on there streaming for anyone that's watching, but I will not see the chat. I may see it. I don't see it on my laptop either. Let me take a quick look and see what's going on. I mean, OBS is such a complicated program. I don't know why the chat is disabled. I didn't do anything that I ever do differently when setting up the stream. Nothing different. So I'm not going to spend time trying to fix it right now. We're still here. And it seems like the chat is working on YouTube, on my laptop, so that's okay. All right. So we have a DMM for this trade, and we have a trap trade with gold, and we also have flash manufacturing at 945. So we do have to try to remember that. Flash manufacturing at 945. Definitely a very poor performing. We've had a whole bunch of regular trades that are poor performers. I'm still going to trade it, but I don't have a lot of expectations for it these days. It has not been a good performer. On our unemployment, how do we know it's not a good performer? We vet the big trades every week. Every week, Chantal and I go through all the trades, not just a few of them. We go through every trade, every important trade, every DMM, trades that don't have DMMs, and we look for the spike sheet. We create a spike sheet. All right. We created a gold spike sheet. We created an MNQ spike sheet. All right. We have a RTY spike sheet. We do our homework. We do our homework. And that's how we come up with the settings. Now, unemployment claims, here's our trap trade. First thing I'm doing is turning off my magnet. I'm not trading the magnet on the news. The magnet is for after. We have a trap. Gold's volatile today. I'll probably use a slightly bigger stop. I'll go to 30 on my stop. We're going to trigger the trade at 829.55. Positions 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. That means you have a tier 1 is one contract, tier 2 is one contract. The stop, I'm going to use a 30. Tier 1 is 55. I'm going to go 45, okay? I want to get filled, and 70 is my tier 2. All right? I'm going to label it Trap GC. And being 55 is okay. It just means it has to move a little more. I think there's a better opportunity. I think there's a better opportunity with the smaller tier. We might have a better chance of getting filled. I don't think the move is going to be all that big. Iran's exiled Crown Prince Pahlavi. Now, I mean, isn't he exiled from like 40 years ago, 30 years ago? Splashed with red substance in Berlin. Most people think he's just a U.S. puppet, if that's the guy I'm thinking of. Exiled crown prince, he's the son of the former Shah, right? That's who that guy is. That's who that guy is. Somebody threw fake blood on him. All right. That did not cause the market to move. So our trap, we're going to trigger at 829.55. Stop is 30. Tier 45 and 70. Label it trap GC. And we're on account number 40 for gold. It's plenty of risk on a trap trade. It is the nature of trading trap trades. They have a lot of risk because our stop is big. Talking for a minute about the flash, because we'll get ready for flash manufacturing after the markets open. We do have an MNQ trap trade, tiers of 70 and 100. That's obviously lower risk than the gold trap trade. Okay, so I will trade probably both of those in two different accounts. So right now we'll be watching flash initial jobless claims. Seems like every week it's 211,000. I mean, I swear to God, that's what it was last week. But it wasn't. It was 207, they're saying. All right. So we'll see how that goes. Um, so gold, watching gold on the left. I guess we can watch the NQ in the middle, 0626. You can always put a reverse continue on the NQ or the MNQ if that's what you'd like to trade. We put a reverse
At 8:30 a.m.
continue,
Eastern Time, we're expecting
one
US initial jobless
contract,
claims, forecast
a
210K,
50
prior
tick
207K,
target,
with a range of
a
220K
40
to
tick
200K.
stop,
Canadian PPI month on
full
month,
size
forecast
NQ,
1.85%, prior
label it
0.4%.
NQ
Continued jobless
reverse
claims forecast
continue,
1.816 million, prior 1.818 million. Canadian
and we will
RMPI
look
month on month,
at account
forecast
number 41
9.4%,
for
prior
that.
0.6%. Canadian PPI
Apply
year
it,
on year,
okay
prior
it.
5.4%.
We could
Chicago
throw a
National
magnet
Activity
on
Index,
if we
forecast
want
minus
to,
0.13, prior minus 0.11.
just because I love having a magnet on a chart. High of day, low of day, NQ1 position, everything default till you get to the stop. We'll make the stop 45 and we'll label it MNQ magnet. I'm not programming the buttons right now. I'm lazy. We have a reverse continue programmed. You can use that for signals and for any scalping you want to do. So you can be lazy, not program the buttons. I'm having the programmer do a little bit more default settings on the buttons, so you have to program them less often uh, because we are making a change to trying to work on something for fast markets. We're doing an update to the software. We're trying to just help with bad fills. Well, always, for years, we do this, always over the years. If the programmer sees something that he thinks he can fix, he's a good guy and he does it and he doesn't charge us. He's amazing. And he saw something when we sent him some info that he thinks he can do better now than what he did previously. You know, programming techniques change, markets change. So we're going to have an update to the news trader as well as to the default settings in the magnet. So I'll let everybody know when the update is out. It'll just be a day or two. It's very soon. And everyone will want to make these updates. You'll want to do them. So MNQ magnet is number 41. I'm really tempted more to look at the ES because I have not liked the MNQ at all on this chart, on this report. So let's do ES. we can do a similar setup. So we've got our reverse continue. We'll just make some changes to it. We don't use a 50 tick target. I would use 30 at the most and 25 on the
See reports
stop
that Google invests in first data center in the
and
Alps.
label it ES reverse continue. Same account, so just apply it. And we're going to add
So furthermore, Google say their first data center in Kronstorf.
the magnet. High of day, low of day. Whoops, not a breakout. High of day, low of day magnet. Position 1 is a 1. I use the -3 on our target, 30 on the stop. ES magnet, like I said, not programming buttons. Label it ES magnet. And then same account as our reverse continue, which is 41 for the ES. These are not funded trades. Apply it, okay. Everything's looking good. Had a nice ES signal. That was a doozy. That was a good one. Another good signal. So on gold, you really want your trap chosen first. The reason why, you want to see the button cancel. Cancel outer tier. Do the magnet second, and then your reverse continue. You want to see that cancel button. Remember a trap trade? What happens on a trap trade if both tiers, both orders don't get filled? You want to be able to cancel the outer tier, move the outer tier.
So in 5
Okay?
minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour,
Move
we see
the
the release
outer
of the
tier.
US weekly jobless claims numbers.
And you
Initial claims
can't move
forecast
the outer tier.
210k on the prior 207k, with a range of 220 to 200k
You
expected.
cannot move the
Continued
outer
claims
tier
forecast 1.816 million on the
if it's
prior
on the chart. You can't move the
1.818 million.
stop
We also get the
into
Chicago
safety if your
National
outer
Activity
tier's in the
Index,
way.
where the forecast is
That's
minus
why we use the
0.13 on
cancel
the
outer
prior
tier.
minus
Follow that. If you
0.11.
can't
We also get
move your
Canadian
stop
producer
to
data.
safety because an order
The
that
Canadian
wasn't
PPI
filled
month over
is in
month,
the
the
way,
forecast is
you
1.85%
can't
on the prior
manually
0.4%.
manage the
RMPI month over
trade.
month, forecast
Now,
9.4% on the
flash
prior 0.6.
manufacturing,
PPI year over year, so a prior read of 5.4%.
looking at a quick spike sheet on gold, flash manufacturing. Gold moved 71 ticks on the last news report. It moved 80 in February. It's really gotten bigger. I may I may up the tiers a little bit, but it's been rather small. Well, it's been inconsistent. That's the problem. 67 in October and only 24 in December. 94 in August, and then the next month only 19. So you could see the challenge of trading this report. We might go for, we're higher than 30 and 50. We're 40 and 75, I believe, on the tiers, which should make us safe. I like that. I like our settings. And then the MNQ, we had a pretty big move last month, 114. Um, we don't know what to set the tiers, honest. It's so inconsistent. We had 4 months where 1 month was 90 and then it was 65, 40, and 56. So the 50 to 75 is good for that, but the 50 to 75 is not good for 114. We're in these war markets. I'd rather not get filled than get stopped. So our tiers will be a little bit bigger on the MNQ than maybe they need to be so we don't get stopped. Like I said, rather not get filled than get stopped. So we will always do a trap trade. Rarely will we use tiers that are too small because the risk is too much. It's never the end of the world if you're prepared for a trade and you don't get filled. That just doesn't matter. It does matter if you damage a funded account um, because you traded and your tiers were too small. So the philosophy is use the tiers that keep you as safe as possible. That's always our philosophy. We're always going to try to be as safe as possible. So our orders are going to show up 5 seconds before the news on gold. Gold was very bearish
1 minute
before
remaining for the data. I'll lead with the
something
initial jobless
happened that
claims.
the market isn't saying. At about 7:30, something happened. Gold went up like $40, maybe more.
Ten seconds.
Oh, I lost my clock. We're 10 seconds away.
Order submitted.
There's our orders. Spread them apart a little bit. News is out.
214k,
And I think our
214k. That's
tiers are
higher than
just too
forecast.
darn small.
210k.
Our
Continued claims at
tiers are
one spot
way
eight
too
two one
small.
million, 1.821 million, which is higher than forecast. 1.816 million. The Chicago
The
National
news
Activity
is a
Index at minus
little worse than
0.2, minus
expected.
0.2,
A
which
little
is
bit
lower than
worse than
forecast. Minus
expected. I
0.13.
wouldn't
For
say it's
Canada, their
horrible.
PPI month over month at
It's definitely not
2.4%,
horrible.
2.4%, higher than
All
forecast.
right.
1.85%.
Little
The
bit
RMPI
worse
for the
than
month at
expected.
12%. That's 12%, higher than forecast. 9.4%. PPI year over year rising to 7.8% from 5.4.
And our tiers are just too small. There's not much of a response. I don't know that our tiers are too small. We've had
Noting prior
plenty of
revisions,
these
initial claims
trades
revised up to
that have gotten
208k
filled.
from
The
207.
point I
Continued
make
claims
over
revised
and
down to
over,
1.809
the point
million
that
from
I make over and
1.818
over
million. We've
is
posted the
that
Canadian
this is an
PPI March report
inconsistent.
as
I'll
well
let
on the
it
feed.
fill short. It's an inconsistent report. I will let this fill short.
Order filled.
And I'll move my stop.
Also
Hope that
noting prior
something
revisions as well
crazy
for the
isn't going
Canadian
on
producer
that
price
doesn't give
data
us
as
at
well.
least. See, we have a reversal here. We've got a reversal. No matter
RMPI
what, I'm
revised
going
up
to
to
make money.
0.9% from 0.6.
Now I'm going to
Also, the Chicago Fed National Activity Index
Order
trail.
also a
canceled.
revision,
So we made
revised up
about
to 0.03 from minus
$300 on that
0.11.
trade. That was a $300 trap trade because you're not afraid. You don't want to be afraid to trade it. Not afraid to trade it. It wasn't a very big move. Gold was very negative before we got here. I felt comfortable if I let it fill, we would get a pullback. We did. It may go up now. It might be perfect that we got out quick, but still it was over 200 and it was $280. I'll take a $280 trade any day of the week. Any day of the week. All right. Anybody else trade it? Anybody else trade it? Nobody? All right. All right. Let me go heat my coffee. My coffee's cold as ice, and then we'll come back and we'll start talking about the market opens. All right. The news was a little bit negative, not horrible. 3,000. I wouldn't say it was horrible. All right. everything was very, I think, pretty close to what was expected. We'll see what they say on the news. You never know what they're going to say on the news. All right. So we'll get ourselves set up for the opens. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Let me put a note up. And I'm taking my mic with me. I'll be right back. 1 second. You know what? Let me start a new video. We'll start a new video. So we have unemployment. And today's date. You know what? I'll leave it up and I'll show everybody the trap trade and how to trade a trap trade in 2 minutes. All right. All right, everybody. Let's take a quick look at this video. And let me just explain what I did with the trap. Let me get our recording back on for the next room. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trader Room Plus. We're here for the oil open and the US market opens. Flash manufacturing. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. All right, so remember what I said about a trap trade. If you don't show your cancel button, if you can't see your cancel button, your order is going to be in the way. And this report shows exactly what I was talking about. So let me show you. With a trap trade, the way that you manage a trap trade. Remember, what is a trap trade? It's a trade where we expect the market to reverse after we get filled, and we make our money on the reversal. All right? So we had tiers of 55 and 70. So the market has to go at least 55 ticks with gold and then reverse. And it moves slowly. It would have worked probably as a breakout this morning, as a gold breakout. But that's not the way we trade it. We still trade it as a trap because it's not been reliable as a gold breakout. So at 5 seconds before the news, our orders go on the chart. I forgot to put our clock on. That's not the end of the world, but it is nice to have the clock because I usually will wait about a minute for the trap to fill. All right. Usually give it about a minute. So our orders are going to show up any second here. Okay, there's our orders. So one order, two orders above the orange arrow, which is current price, two orders below the orange arrow. If the price goes down, we buy the market. If the price goes up, we sell the market. Gold had been very negative until something came out in the news that nobody knows. But I was still willing to let gold go short again. The risk was maybe something in the news would keep driving it up, but it didn't seem that that was the case because it had stopped moving for quite a few minutes, to the upside at least. It was just chopping around, making me think that we would have a safe trade. The cancel button. So what's going to happen here is gold's going to go up and fill us short. It's going to fill the first order short, leaving the second order and the stop in the way. The second order is in the way if I want to move my stop to safety. Safety is break even plus a profit. So watch what happens. We wait. I was thinking about canceling. It wasn't a very big, fast move, but looked like it was heading up. So I thought, let it head up. If it goes short, I'm happy for it to go short because gold was short most of the morning till that news came out that we don't even know what it was. I'm just willing to take the risk. So I waited. Gold then started to move to the upside. It got to the first order. I expanded the stop because it came too close for comfort, but already we're in profit. See how we're in profit already? Now I'm thinking about moving my targets, which originally were the orders, a little bit closer so they have a chance of getting hit. So that's the first thing that I'm doing. I'm moving my targets, which were the orders. See? Moving them up a little bit. Now I'm seeing gold has done a nice reversal, but I would not have been able to move my order, my stop to safety. Watch one more time. The price is going to go up. It's going to fill us short. We get an immediate reversal, which you love to see that. We have an immediate reversal. Now, I stand corrected. Both orders filled. So I didn't need the cancel button. Both orders filled. So forget it. The cancel button didn't matter. Both tiers got filled. All right. I was thinking just one tier got filled. That's actually how we got a good profit with a very small move. Once I see the reversal, I bring my stop to safety. I don't care that it's that close on this report because it was moving so strongly up that I would have been okay with the profit we got, which was $280. Had only one of the tiers filled, I would have pressed the cancel button to get the order out of the way. And it turned out this morning that gold was not a very big reversal. We pretty much got out where we needed to get out. There just wasn't a ton of short profit available. What worked for us is both orders filled, so it was a decent profit with a small reversal. All right, so now we're going to get rid of our gold chart for the moment. We're going to get rid of all of our charts. All right, let's put a reverse continue all the way on the right with our RTY. Get ready for the morning. All right, so the first thing we do, reverse continue, RTY, one position, 35 target, 35 stop. That's what we normally do on the RTY. All right. And the RTY gets labeled RTY reverse continue. And I am trading that in my funded account. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Okay. All right, and then let's put our range trade on the RTY. We might as well set the chart up. I have a range trade we trade in the morning on the open. Let's load it. RTY range. And the settings on the range. The range start time is 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. All right. Optional. Show vertical line on entry, uncheck it. Go up to range end time, 9:30:00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks, target 2 is 20 ticks. The stop is 35. Target 1 stop move is BE to break even. Okay? BE to break even. Label it RTY range. Choose the account you're trading. That also goes in our funded account. Remember, you're only taking one setup at a time. That's why you can have multiple settings on one chart. Now the RTY just almost made a new high. All right. We do usually put a magnet on the RTY. Here's our RTYs. You don't need to turn the range. We could turn the RTY trades on. Doesn't hurt anything. Now we have to modify our settings that we were using for unemployment, and we're going to modify our charts for the market opens. Oil is to the left, CL, and the current contract is CL626. Oil is down 23 cents at the moment. Looking at a 15-minute chart though, so let's go with a little bit longer chart. Something's going on, folks, because now there's a lot of movement in the indexes. Oil's pushing up. There must be some bad news. Oil on a 30-minute chart. You know, it was bullish overnight. It was consolidated to the
Trump
short
on Truth
side.
Social says, I've ordered the US Navy to shoot and kill any boat, small boats, though they may be, that is putting mines through the waters in the Strait of Hormuz.
I've ordered
So I
the
saw a bit of
U.S.
weakness in the
Navy to
S&P, some strength
destroy
in
any
oil there
small
as Trump
boats
again
that are
posted on
putting
Truth Social
mines
that
in the
he's
Strait
ordered
of
the US Navy
Hormuz.
to shoot and kill any boats that are putting mines in
So
the waters
that's
of the
what
Strait of
that
Hormuz.
statement,
There is to be no hesitation.
that's what that caused. I'll destroy any small boats that are laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump. Okay. So that's caused that spike. Oil is spiking up a bit on that news. You know, currently we have not been trading the oil breakout on the news. Putting a reverse continue on the chart. We already have one. We'll modify it for oil. 25 target and a 30 stop. It's pretty volatile right now. We'll relabel it oil CL reverse continue. And we'll trade it in account number 41. Not 40, 41 for oil. Apply it. And then we have an oil magnet It was a gold magnet. We'll do a high of day, low of day. Position 1, -3 on the target. I don't mind at all. 35 on the stop. Let's program the reverse continue button. One position, a 30 stop, and a 35 target. So we have a reverse continue button. We said 41 on oil in the account that we're trading, and we'll label it oil magnet, CL magnet. So we've modified our oil chart settings. So we have a, let's fix the oil label because it's screwed up. It says GCL magnet. I didn't see that. Let's fix it. CL. Whoops. CL magnet on the name. Get rid of the G. There we go. Apply it and we're okay. So we have a CL magnet. High of day, low of day. I think I want to go long above 80. Above 97 would be better. The truth is that's pretty strong resistance. Short below 50 at the moment. And put the account chart on 41. We made a little bit of money this morning. Our middle, and then all, I'm not trading the breakout on oil, not trading breakouts on oil, okay? Not trading a 9 a.m. breakout. That's what I'm saying. Has not been effective. Middle chart, we do YM, so we're going to change that chart to YM 0626. We had an ES magnet we have to modify and an ES reverse continue on that chart. We have to modify that. So our reverse continue, we'll do a target of 40 with a stop of 40. That's fine. Where are we going to trade our YM? YM, we're going to trade in 67 funded. 67 funded. We're going to label it YM reverse continue. Apply it. Okay. Chart trader on 67. Make sure our RTY is on the right chart. It is. Make sure our oil, we already put that on the right chart. So we have a YM reverse continue, and then we're going to make our ES magnet a YM magnet. Strategy, highlight the ES magnet, high of day, low of day at the moment. One position, a stop of 40. Target -3. You can program your ARS position buttons if you want. Position 1 is one contract. Stop of 35. It's a signal. Target 135. And then you can program a reverse continue button. Two contract trade. Stop of 35. Target 1 15. Target 2 40. Target 1 stop move. Break even. So we have a two contract trade. YM, we said we were on 67. Label it YM magnet. Apply it, okay it. When you turn on the YM magnet, okay, our signals will show up, our orders will show up. Long orders are going to be above the previous open. All right, right now I'm not doing anything. It's a little bit early. The YM was pretty negative this morning. RTY, it had that big news reaction, and then it's very normal to get a pullback off of a news reaction, right? So there was a news reaction, and then it changed direction and gives a lot of it back. That's pretty common if it's news that isn't so crazy that it keeps the market going in one direction, right? Shooting boats that are laying mines, that could be construed as not totally insane, right? That's not that insane of a comment. Given the everything that's going on, that's not a crazy comment. We've seen way crazier than that. So that's why you get a pretty reasonable retrace off that downward move. Oil, on the other hand, did not give as much of a retrace as, say, the RTY did. Just looking at the YM, turning off everything for a minute, looking at the YM on a 15-minute chart, it made a new high, on new, after the unemployment, looks like it was right before the unemployment news, or right after. It's a little bit hard to tell on a 15-minute chart. On a 10-minute chart, so it made the new high at 8:10, okay, before the news. And there just wasn't that big of a move on the news, on the unemployment news, on the YM. It did eventually move short, though. All right, you can see that. And then that big candle was the statement. But I was just looking more to see what is the YM over the past evening. And it is somewhat bearish, right? You could say it is somewhat bearish. All right. I would say YM is somewhat bearish. So we can put our orders back. It's a little bit early for a magnet. All right. I like to wait as close to the open as possible in general. I like to. You get more momentum. We have missed some good trades that were like 3 to 5 minutes before the open. So we'll keep that in mind. We will keep that in mind. So right now we're just I'm really just watching oil. We haven't been doing a lot of oil trading. It is extremely difficult to trade oil. It's so affected by the littlest piece of information or news. You just get these bursting pops and drops from any little thing in the news. It's probably like I said, it would be probably better to enter above 97 to get that test of the high. It's only 22 ticks above it. We're not going to see that because we'll be out of here and changing our chart to the MNQ shortly. We like to watch the market open. Maybe there's going to be a VWAP test on the market open. It's actually not a bad looking trade. If you change your trade to manual entry, target the VWAP, if you're willing to take the trade. If it bursts to the VWAP on the open, right, you could have a good trade. Now, if it goes and tests the low, there's no VWAP trade. So now all of a sudden, oil has changed direction, right? You can go back and just put your orders back on high of day, low of day, I suppose, right? Yeah, I think oil's just moving on news. I mean, Roz, it really just appears to be moving on news. So 1 minute till the open. It may not even fill us. It may not fill us one way or the other.
The effective Fed
We're
funds
now
rate is
pretty far
unchanged at
from the view on 30
3.64%
ticks.
yesterday on April 22nd. Head of Russia's Transneft says, I do not see the prospect of technical possibilities appearing in the near future for sending Kazakh oil to Germany. It's according to Interfax.
It doesn't look like we're going to get a VWAP test. I'm not sure I want to take it now, right? Because you have strong downward motion. I think no matter what, we're not going to get it anyway. It looks more like a test of, here's the open. So oil just opened. It just opened and not really much going on from the open. Something must be going on. It just looks better as a high of day, low of day, doesn't it? Just watching, folks. We're a little bit far away from our orders. So oil's doing a fair amount of, chopping around between indicators, between pivots. The pivots are pretty far from where we are. So that's our oil. Nothing much really happened for us. I'm going to turn off my oil for the moment. We're going to go to MNQ like we do in the morning. MNQ 0626. So we can modify our oil reversal and make it an MNQ reversal just to save time. That's the only reason I do it. So the reversal continue, couple of contracts, a target of 75 and a stop of 75. That's our reverse continue. We'll label it MNQ reverse continue. And so the MNQ breakouts, they've been troublesome for the past week. MNQ, I'm thinking, depending how the rest of the week goes, may just go to magnets next week on the MNQ. Depends on the breakouts. I'll keep it in the same account, 41. So we have a couple of contracts, 75 target, 75 stop, MNQ, reverse continue. We always set up a magnet, so we'll label the CL magnet is now an MNQ magnet. Same account, 41. High of day, low of day. Couple of contracts on the position, -3 on the target. Stop of 100, $50 a contract. You can program your buttons should you want to. We have a reverse continue. I'm just going to use that for my signals if I take any, and for any reverse continues. MNQ magnet we labeled, apply it, okay it. So there's our MNQ. I'd want my order to be, reasonably above the previous open. That's what that orange line is. If we took a magnet, I'm still going to do another breakout this morning. So we've got an MNQ magnet, we have an MNQ reverse continue, and we also have a breakout in the morning. And then right after the open, let's not forget our flash trade, right? If I have the news up, I won't forget it. All right. We want to set up our MNQ reverse continue. I mean our breakout. They were not good, Roz. They didn't move. They had bad wicks, small, crappy moves. The European trades weren't very good. Earnings, we made money. They were tricky. We made money on Honeywell. We made money on American Express. Lockheed was early, so we didn't trade it. They weren't gigantic, but a couple of $100. We traded NQ and YM on Honeywell, and both of them made money. I scared everyone off those trades because I just was confused about Honeywell. It seemed like it was an NQ event, but we hadn't done a lot of NQ testing. We still set up a trade with some advice from Langford, who did the NQ on it, and it wound up working fine. We're going to add our breakout to the MNQ, load MNQ new open. honestly, the thing we're constantly dealing with is what do you trade in a funded account versus what you trade in a cash account versus what you should trade in a just a run-of-the-mill prop account. Probably it's not a bad idea if you can afford it to have two prop accounts, one for risk and one for quality. That's how I would look at it. That way you could trade everything. So we have a breakout. I must have loaded the wrong thing. I did. I reloaded the end of the day trade. Let me go back and load the right template. Load. Hello. Let's try again. So we have our MNQ magnet. I need to load. Oh, I'm an idiot. News trader. Load. Template. Load. There we go. We need our MNQ new open, not MNQ new end of day. MNQ new open. There it is. Right click it, put it on today, 423. Load it up. All right. Brackets 35. Right now the time is 0. The normal time is 9:29:59. Target of 30. Target of 100. Stop one move. Target one stop move is break even. 125 on the stop at the moment. Going to make the stop a little bigger. 160. It's already labeled. We're going to check the setup. It's a 35 bracket. We're going to put the time on 0. Put the charts on sim. And we're going to enable the trade so we see the bracket.
Order submitted.
And it's a
Order
manageable
canceled.
bracket. You're looking to have a manageable bracket in size just so you can manage the trade. That's all we're doing when I do that. And now we'll put the time on 9:29:59, 35 bracket, 30 target, 100 target 2. Target 1 stop move is BE for break even. Stop is 160. And we're trading this. All NQs are in account 41. So we're going to double check everything now. It's already labeled breakout MNQ open. Time is back. Time has to be put back to 9:29:59. Software put on the right account. Put your chart trader on the right account 41. And now we're ready. Our MNQs should all be on 41. MNQ magnet 41. MNQ reverse continue 41. MNQ breakout turning it on 41. YM, we should be on 67, a funded account. YM setups, magnet and reverse continue are on 67. All right. The YM magnet setup for everyone. Click strategy, double click, highlight your magnet. Very conservative, just one position today. High of day, low of day, -3 on the target. That means 3 ticks before, above or below the magnet. The high of day, that's your exit. The stop is 40. It's labeled YM magnet. And we're on account number 67. And we'll check our reverse continue. If you can't see your setup, it's because it's enabled. Press the enabled button and apply so you can see. Reverse continue, one position, 40 target, 40 stop. labeled YM reverse continue on the same account, 67. Apply it and OK it, and turn back on your YM setups. The magnet, put your orders where you want to get filled. All right. Approximately where you want to get filled. And then put on your reverse continue. And now we're waiting for the markets to open. Our RTY, might as well set that to check your 67, your chart trader, your chart trader, make sure it's on the right account. RTY, we never set up a magnet for RTY. We've got a range trade and a reverse continue on a funded account. The RTY range trade, the range start time is 9:25. Make sure the trade type at the top is a range trade. 9:25 start time, 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart is checked. Scroll down to optional, auto. Show the vertical line on entry is unchecked. Scroll down a little more and make sure you're labeled RTY range and you're on the right account, under account. Then go up to the top, the range ends, something's going on at 9:30. Target at 10, target at 20, stop of 35.
Trump on Truth Social says Iran is having a very hard time figuring out who their leader is. They just don't know.
He's saying on Truth Social,
In
Iran's
addition, in this
having a
post,
hard
he says
time
no ship
finding out
can
who their
enter or
leader
leave
is.
without
They
the
just
approval of
don't
the
know.
US Navy. It is sealed up tight until such time as Iran is able to make a deal.
He says that the Strait of Hormuz is sealed up tight until they're ready to make a deal. Sealed up tight. Sealed up tight. All right. Sealed up tight. We're just watching right now. Just watch. It's very hard to trade tweets. You don't want to trade tweets, very honestly. Okay? You don't want to trade tweets, in my opinion. Unless you're a genius. If you're going to trade tweets, you know how you trade them? If there's a jolt down, you take an immediate long if you have the balls to do it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You have to have tremendous balls. And excuse my French, but that's the truth. You just have to be willing to take the risk. All right? And you have to realize also signals that occur right after a tweet might not be the best signal to take, right? It may not be the best signal to take because it's a very random signal. It's not any longer being based on the price action in the sense that it's a one moment signal. So it's probably best to ignore signals right after a tweet. That's my advice. We're just watching the markets right now, folks. Um, I'm not seeing a ton of opportunity this morning. The markets are very languid in a way at the moment. At the moment, we'll see. I'll probably wait to the open. Probably going to wait to the open. Not going to do really much of anything until the open this morning. All right, so we're just hanging loose, waiting to see if anything transpires here. Not a whole lot in the news at the moment either. Trump, we have total control over the Strait of Hormuz. No ship can enter or leave without the approval of the United States Navy. But the strait is not open. Oil cannot pass through the strait. Okay, that makes sense. That's a lot of sense that makes. Total control, but we have no control. So which is it? That's a real sensible statement. Oil tankers are not going through. All right, watching and waiting, as the Moody Blues would say. Only one Moody Blue left. Oh man, Dave Mason died yesterday. Only you know and I know. His best song he didn't write. Dave Mason's most famous song he didn't even write. We just disagree. He started Traffic with Stevie Winwood, his biggest hit, the greatest song he thought he ever wrote. Feeling all right. Uh-huh. Not too feeling too good myself. Joe Cocker had the definitive hit with that song. Dave Mason was 79 and he was still making really good music up to 6 months ago, 8 months ago, when he had some heart problems and he just passed away at home yesterday. Played with Fleetwood Mac, played the I think it was All Along the Watchtower. He played the guitars with Jimi Hendrix. He played with everybody. He played with George Harrison. Traffic. I mean, he started the band Traffic with Stevie Winwood. Great, great artist. Sad to see him go. Great artist. Most people don't know who he is. He was not like really out in the forefront, but had a lot of iconic songs that if you heard a few of them, you would know it's him. You'd know who he was. Dave Mason, gone, 79. Was he a child prodigy, Frank? I did not know that. That I did not know. He was a great guitar player at a very young age. Is that what the deal was? As a teenager, did not know. Now I know that they were very young when they started. Uh, they were pretty young when they started Traffic. Stevie Winwood was 18 when he was in the Spencer Davis group. I'm a man, yes I am, and I can't help but loving you. And then the big one was, give me some lovin', bam, bam, give me some lovin', da na 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 na, da na 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 na, da na 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 na. Probably the most famous Hammond organ lick in the history of music. Ba na 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 na, other than White a Shade of Pale. Da na 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 na, da na na na. Stevie Winwood sang that song. Spencer Davis, they had some. Well, Stevie Winwood is still touring. Great artist. Phenomenal solo career. Really great artist. There's an Australian organist. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of his name. He is so good. So good. Really soulful blues. One of the best bands I've ever seen on YouTube ever live. And I can't believe I can't think of his name. He's really famous in Australia and he's getting more popular in the US. He's young and it's expensive to come and tour in the US. I just can't believe I can't remember his name. I'm watching these markets. I'll put my YM trade on about 30 seconds before the open.
You
Probably
listen to
the
your Secretary
VWAP
Bergen, currently speaking on Fox Business,
is our
says
best
Trump's orders
YM
on boat
trade
slaying
this
mines is
morning.
not
It's
an
going to probably
escalation.
drop to the VWAP. What do you think? I kind of like that trade. A drop to the WAP. Drop to the WAP. What do you think? Gonna drop to the WAP. It's 50 ticks away. Drop to the VWAP. Manual entry. Target the VWAP. And all you got to do is put the order where you want it to fill. See if it goes. Turn on the button. And if price goes down, it should test the VWAP from there. So we'll give it a shot. Only you know and I know. That was a good Dave Mason song. Dave Mason had a very, very successful solo career. Had a lot of hits. A lot of hits. But nobody knows who he is now. He was 79 when he died. Nobody knows that music. Paul McCartney has a new album coming out in like 30 days or so. No one gives a crap. I wouldn't say no one. No one under 50 gives a crap. The legacy artists are dropping like flies. Roz, make sure your manual entry price, you got to be running the current version of the software, Roz. If you haven't downloaded version 21, don't trade it. Anybody who's not running current magnet software, don't target. You have to be running the current version. That worries me. that you haven't run, that you're not current. Otherwise, make sure it says manual entry price target VWAP. If you're not seeing the line, scroll on your chart to see if the line is further away than what you're seeing. That's possible. All right. It's not 2.0 on the menu. It's the file itself. The last two numbers in the file would be 0.21. 0.21. There's even a newer version on the website, 0.22. And by the end of this week, we're going to have 0.23. But you must have 0.21. Everybody's got to be on 0.21. It's very important. Now, I'm watching the YM. I do think, I don't know what I think. I mean, it's negative. I'm thinking more of a shot for the VWAP than the high of day first.
1 minute now until we get the market on open imbalance.
We have a minute. If you don't have the most current version, install it. Definitely. Absolutely. Install the current versions. We're going to have an update on the breakout trade this week also. And I call it an update. It's a maintenance update, not a new feature update. Sometimes the
10
programmer
seconds.
notices something, and I'll always tell you if there's an update on the website.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Wow.
Market on open imbalance. S&P 500 buy side of
Changing to
66
high of
million.
day
At the Nasdaq
on the
100 buy side of
YM.
30 million. Dow 30 at 65
I
million.
don't know
Mag 7
why
buy
the
side 12 million.
RTY exploded so far, but it did. Letting the YM fill to the upside if it will.
Order submitted.
If it'll fill to the upside, I will let it. I would take a small little trade here because the YM seems to be lagging. It seems to be lagging. And it looks like it's going to stop me. I'm only trading one position on the YM. I feel like we just got in too late on the YM. It feels like it's too late. Maybe not. You never know. Have to just leave it now and let it trade. Let it do its thing. If it's going to go, it'll go. If it's not, it's not. I'm not asking for a lot out of the YM
Order
this morning.
filled.
All right. I was only looking for like 12 ticks. And we got it. We got 14 ticks, I think. The RTY just exploded like crazy. I didn't even see what happened on the MNQ. It looks like it hit the first target and then stopped. So it would have been about a $30 trade. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it was 29 bucks on the MNQ. We'll take that out of there. The breakout RTY range can go also. That was a gorgeous trade. All right. I don't scalp the RTY now. I'm not going to scalp it because that's my best funded account. MNQ has been so difficult, Nitin. NQ, MNQ, very, very tricky all week. Started last week, really. YM, there's been some good signals. Now we could turn off our auto. I'm not doing anything at the moment on the YM. Maybe we'll get a signal. We should be
Lockheed
getting a
Martin
short
shares slide
signal
around
any
5.2%
moment, but
after
it's
lower
big
Q1 profits in
stop.
their earnings.
It's a big stop. It's a big stop. I'm in a funded account, right? So if I want to take it, I'm not sure I want to take it, but we've missed so many great signals. I wish I was in a different account on the YM. I don't want to give up my funded money at the moment. YM Magnet, we could trade it in a different account. I would do more scalping with it. Put it in 40 with the reverse continue. It would have worked. Now I'm not going to chase it now, but maybe I'll wait for another signal. All right. The YM signals have been good in the morning. RTY is going to get a signal. I won't scalp in that account. That account is too good.
So we're seeing Intel shares
It's
are up
just not a scalping
2.6% after the
account.
company lands at Tesla as its first major
MNQ,
customer for its 14A
it's
chips.
really just chopping around the PP and the VWAP right now.
And keep in mind, we'd also get an Intel earnings report after the bell today too.
The YM is on number 40. That account's looking pretty good today. Nothing out of the ordinary yet, though. Blew that signal. Damn. Those YM signals after the open have been really good. Got to start taking them. Got to just bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. We had quite a few profitable trades this morning. You could see we're up almost $800. 565 on this account, 244 on that account,
So in 10 minutes
800,
time now at
150 on a
9:45 a.m. Eastern time, we do see
on
the
the
release of the US
funded
S&P
account,
manufacturing PMI. This is
and then
the
we have
April
another
flash read.
funded account.
Forecast
We're up 80.
52.5 on the prior 52.3 with a range of 54
Not
to
a bad morning.
50.5.
Not a bad
Services
morning.
PMI forecast 50.6 on the prior 49.8
So I
with
wasn't
a range of
watching the
51.5 to
MNQ.
49.3. The composite
Got a
PMI
long signal
forecast
off the
50.6 on the
VWAP.
prior 50.3.
Order submitted.
And frozen orders. You filthy slob. So I got to go to our trader and get rid of those orders. Cancel them right now. Nothing more annoying. Nothing more annoying. I'm trying to see if I can see what's going on with these orders. And I'm not stopped yet, but it's not working in my favor. It's pushing up. It's pushing up. It's pushing up a little bit. Pushing up. Okay, I exited. I'm going to reboot. That really, really. So we made about $30 on a trade you can't see. What I did is I traded. I was watching my positions in our trader, and I exited through our trader, which is a pain in the ass when the prop data fails. It's a monstrous pain in the ass. And it happens too damn often. And see, I can't even cancel my Ninja. Can't even cancel. I have to use my task manager to cancel Ninja Trader. Give it a second. Highlight Ninja, right click it, end the task. Usually that'll work. Now I can reboot my Ninja, and usually that'll show us if our orders are now gone. They should be. We had about $240 before that trade was taken in that account. We had about 240 bucks in that account before the trade was taken. Connect the data. Connect the data. All right. Let's get our RTY chart back. See, it doesn't save where you were. If we connect, yeah, so we made about
Texas Instruments
$40
shares hit a
on
record
that
high, last up
trade. It made,
14.6% following
after
their
the
earnings
open,
last
it
night.
looks like it made the new high for us, is what I'm not sure what happened. I don't know where I was. I have to look at the orders in our trader, but I know we had 240 before that trade. We have 280 now, and it said on our trader that we had not lost money on it. So we still have, now all these setups will not work because when the system crashes, it destroys everything. So if you're going to trade, you got to redo it. We have flash manufacturing, putting on gold real quick, 0626. I'm not sure I can get a trade set up. MNQ 0626. We have an MNQ trap trade. Let's see if we can get it set up. It's not a lot of time. If I can't get it set up, I won't. MNQ trap trade. 944.55. Stop is 100.
So in 5 minutes time now at 9:45 a.m.
Position 1
Eastern
is a
time, we
1.
get the US
Position
S&P
2 is a 1.
manufacturing PMI
All
April
right.
flash read.
Tier
Forecast
1 is
52.5 on the
70.
prior 52.3 with a range of
Tier 2 is
54 to
100.
50.5. Services PMI forecast
All right.
50.6 on the prior 49.8 with a range of
MNQ trap.
51.5 to 49.3. The
And we'll
composite PMI
trade this
forecast
in
50.6 on the prior 50.3.
a different account. I'm keeping all my money this morning on this trade. This is a very weird behaving report. We'll try it in 29, see if we can trade that many contracts in account 29. I believe I can. So we have a trap trade for the MNQ. Now, it really looks like the MNQ wants to go test the high, right? Before the news. That's what it looks like. I don't even have time to put a reverse continue on to get a test of that high. If I was trading by myself, I would have just put a trade on and then added my stops and targets, in all honesty. 50 target, 100 stop, because we missed the trade. We're going to miss the trade. And we were in account 29. It is what it is. You know, you should do things the right way. MNQ, reverse continue. You shouldn't just put an order on. Because look, it didn't happen anyway. It didn't happen anyway. So we didn't have to rush. And the gold trap, it's a lot of risk, the gold trap on this report. I think I'll just trade the MNQ. Let me see what account I would trade that gold trap in if I was willing to trade it. I could trade it in account number, no, 35 is blown. Account 29. We'll trade gold 29. We have a trap for the news. 944.55. The stop is 30. Tier is 40 and 75. We'll use the same account, 29. Trap GC. Apply it. Okay, it put chart trader on 29, and we could turn it on. All right. I am going to stick around for natural gas. The entry time on the MNQ is 9:44:55. 9:44:55. I'd like to put a reverse continue on gold real quick. Reverse continue, one position, 40 target, 40 stop, account 29, right? Same account. It's an account we don't use that much yet. GC reverse continue, apply it, okay it, turn it on. So everything we're doing on 29, both traps. Let's make sure our MNQ is set right. 9:44:55. Everything looks like it's set properly. Spread your chart a little bit so your orders are not on top of each other.
1 minute remaining for the
RTY.
US S&P data. I'll leave with the manufacturing PMI.
I'm not scalping the RTY, so it doesn't matter. I don't like
The
scalping the
Philadelphia
RTY.
Semiconductor Index rising 2% to a record high.
So
on
here's our
track for its
news. They're
17th gain in a
expecting
row.
52, and on the services, 50.6. 50.6 on the services. What we've been seeing on this report is not a lot of movement. That's what we've been seeing. Not a lot of movement. It's not been, although last two, remember what we said, gold had pretty big moves on the last two, and the MNQ had 100 ticks.
10 seconds.
I'll manage gold because it's more
Order
expensive.
canceled.
Oh, I can't sell that many contracts. So I couldn't trade gold because it was too many
Order canceled.
contracts. Okay, so MNQ
54,
filled.
54, higher than forecast, 52 spot 5. The
Did an
services
immediate
at 51
reversal.
spot 3, 51 spot 3,
Moving
higher
the
than
stop
forecast,
to
50 spot 6,
safety.
composite at
All right.
52, 52,
Stops in
higher than forecast,
safety.
56.
Should get a reversal here. I'm leaving the orders, moving them up to the high, closer to the high. All right. Trying not to mess with the stop. Gold, I think, would have been a great trade. The news is good, and the NQ's going
Order
down.
canceled.
So I moved to safety, so it was a small winner on the trap. Small winner on the trap. And the breakout would have worked because it was a big move also. So the breakout worked and the trap worked. And now, of course, the MNQ, I believe it's going to
Order
test the
submitted.
high. I'm willing to take a trade to the high with a stop below the wick. I think it's going to go part of the way. I can move my stop to safety. And let's see if it'll go. And we'll trail. See if we can expand our profit in this account.
Order
Oh,
filled.
you filthy animal. I still think it's going, folks.
Order submitted.
I want that long to the high. Give me it. There wasn't. He was just taking his own setup. I'm going to remove the trap because the line is annoying. So the scalp might not make it. We might not make it. Watching gold here, I should have realized that 29 account is small. It's an end of day account. It doesn't allow as many contracts. And I forgot. That's why the trap trading gold was not allowed. MNQ will go back to safety on the stop. Oh, we're going to the high. We're going. It should go. Go ahead. No, don't you dare. Don't you filthy animal dare. Just go and test the high for God's sakes. Thank you.
Order filled.
Thank you. Okay, another 133 bucks in another account. I do believe that gold trap would have been a doozy. Anybody trade the gold trap?
Early release of the
Nitin,
UK
you did an MNQ magnet.
consumer confidence.
Nice.
It's coming in at minus 25.
Um, I'm just looking to see what other news I was just hearing in my headset. I don't see anything. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'm done with RTY. Funded account. Let me recap everything for YouTube because then I'm going to turn off YouTube. Funded account 66, up $1.50, 150. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Bye bye RTY. Okay, we're going to need the news for natural gas. All right, we're going to need the news for natural gas. I will trade natural gas. I'll trade the natural gas storage report. That's at 10:30 though.
In 10 minutes' time now, at the top of the hour, we're expecting comments from US Trade Representative Greer.
All right. So MNQ made a new high. We also traded accounts 40 and 41. 40 is up 565. 41 is up 280. And another funded account, I'm probably way too conservative in my funded accounts. 80 bucks on a YM magnet. And I have one other funded account that I think now there must be some news. This is why you got to be so careful in these markets. We didn't trade number 68 today. Didn't trade it. Right now our MNQ is on 29, so we'll stay with that. MNQ is on 29. Gold, we had tried to trade the trap on 29, and it was too many contracts for that one account. I forgot that 29, like I said, that's an end of day account. They don't allow as many contracts until you build it up. You have to build it up. Anyway, I want to thank everyone on YouTube. We'll be back. Almost every trade we
So keeping
traded
an eye on the
this morning
markets here,
was a
just
winner.
noting the
So thank you on YouTube. We'll see.